ADHD, autism, AuDHD. If you are one of these, it's much more likely that you're queer. We think differently, we love differently, and we identify differently. Whatever flavor of neurospicy you are, this one is about why we are traveling together. Published in Nature Communications in 2020, Worry et al. Looked at a few big datasets. All combined 640,000 people. Gender diverse people are up to 6.6 times more likely to be autistic. And autism is just where the data is cleanest and the difference is biggest. All in all, there's more. Now we're divvying up. Autism first. And now we're divvying up again, sexual orientation first. George and Stokes, 2018. Autists report with 69% non-hetero, and the control reports with 30% non-hetero. And over to identity, De Winter, 2017, reports up to 1 in 4 non-cis. I think I've quoted De Winter before in one of my shorts. Or do you think there's more than one? Have I quoted? No, I don't think I've quoted this study before. Well, anyway. And in that De Winter study, with divvying up again, we have a much higher reporting for non-cis, with assigned men reporting much lower than assigned women. So the first study is not a huge one-off, it happens across studies. I had to take base rate from a different place, and I set it at 2% because the De Winter study didn't have it. And amongst younger people, it is about 5%. This is the numbers for Europe. They're a little lower in the USA, but the study is from Mainz, I think, Germany. And comparing against baseline, even the lowest reporting group, assigned male at birth, is 4 times higher than base at 8%. And assigned female at birth, 22%, so 11 times higher. I briefly had to calculate. Keep in mind these comparisons are matched against mean baseline, not gender isolated baseline, because I'm a lazy fuck. But I looked base rates up for you so I could tell you big numbers about how we are all gay, so say thanks. We're knitting together and knitting together. Going over to ADHD, we have similar patterns, even though we don't have a 640,000 data set on it. Adults with ADHD report much higher bisexual identity and more same-sex experiences than non-ADHD adults. And ADHD co-occurs with gender diversity up to 6.6 times more often than baseline. For some reason there's a quality difference in studies between ADHD and autism, with ADHD leaning more towards surveys, but across the neurodiverse spectrum, we're gay. Only question left is, why? Autists are not really big on unsupported claims, and gender identity and sexuality are deep within the realm of social constructs. Claims nowadays most often gathered under compulsory heteronormativity. Whoa, this was so fucking hard. Autists don't do that, and more often say no to the mask. If this isn't clear, this is not a study, this is throwing ideas guessing. Straight and man and woman are social scripts. It's not that our brains are bending us towards queer, it is that our brains are not bending us towards straight. But that is only part of it. So that was me guessing. Guess who else guessed? Worry et al. Point towards prenatal hormones. That was a huge study. Specifically towards sex steroid hormones. They're part of how autism comes to be and also how gender role behavior comes to be. Keep in mind not causality, them guessing. So Worry are guessing. We have a solid correlation, but we don't have causation. So we do have ADHD, AuDHD, autism, gay, but we don't have you're gay because of ADHD. Or you have ADHD because you're gay. So we don't have that. We also don't have a shared causation. We are looking at maybe having a shared causation. So this means, is the same thing that makes you ADHD or autist or AuDHD also the thing that makes you queer? After all the divvying and looking at things one by one and splitting it up so we can have a closer look, we are now knitting back together and knitting and knitting. Your identity is not a symptom of your neurology. Your neurology is not an excuse to dismiss your identity. Both are just you. Both are just you. Not broken, not confused, Statistically well documented. Who's an autist and doesn't love that? We're people who are just there, and we do stuff, and sometimes people. Next week we do, I don't know, because I have ADHD. I'm gonna figure it out by like Monday. But until next week, maybe you can tell me which one you figured out first, the queer thing or the brain thing? Because I need some data.